and I hit a telephone pole with my pickup truck completely out. Wake up to just like the nose of my truck like in the ground, just scraping on the ground, and literally just completely freaked out, like what is going on? Guys, Miles of Vinciguerra coming at you in this video today because I want to talk to you guys about a car crash that literally changed my life. I've tried to shoot this video a couple times now. However this comes out, I'm just going to roll with it. And let me start with the backstory. When I was 18, 19 years old, I was working 2 jobs. I had one job landscaping full-time. Those were full-time shifts. I was working 7 to 3:30 Monday through Friday, and doing some Saturdays too. I was working that schedule 7 to 3:30 every single day. I'd come home at 4, and at 4 o'clock I'd eat dinner, and then I would go to UPS at night, and I would load package trucks. So basically, if you guys, for people who don't know like what UPS does, I mean, we all know what UPS does, but being a package handler in UPS, I was loading trucks, and at a really, really fast rate for like 4 or 5 hours a night. So I was working there from 6:20 to like 11:30 at night. And so basically my schedule was up at 5:30 from 7 to about 3:30 every single day, get home around 4, take a shower, eat, be in my car at 5:15. I would drive all the way to Shrewsbury to get to UPS. That was about a 15-minute ride. And then I would load package trucks all night. So I'm outside sweating in the sun, working my butt off, doing extremely, extremely physical labor. It's hot outside. Like, it's just crazy. And then I would go to, and while that already in itself is a full-time job, I was so just like ambitious and so like results oriented. I just wanted to stack money as quickly as possible. I got a part-time job loading these trucks at night and really not making great money doing it either. But the point of this video was that during the time I was trying to build up my cash reserves so I could start my landscaping business. And because I had this belief that you needed like $5,000, you needed like $10,000 before you started any business so you could get everything lined up in order, A through Z, just to start a business. This was my belief. What I want to explain to you guys is the shift in consciousness. And what I mean by the shift in consciousness is what I saw differently from myself between where I started to where I ended. Okay? So I'm working this job, as I said, working literally like from 5 o'clock. I'm up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm not getting home until 12 o'clock. Sweating all day, like just extremely, extremely physical labor. I don't even know how I lasted this long, but basically I was doing that for probably about 6-7 months. I was working my butt off. I did have a ton of money saved. I felt good. I was getting things accomplished. I had zero time, zero balance. There were other things going on in my life besides just my job that were taking my time, like being in my band, relationship type stuff, and just on top of this crazy work schedule I had. Like, anyone who's doing this type of work, it's too much. No matter what you say, like, I could only do it for a certain amount of time. It had nothing to do with my energy, had nothing to do with my work ethic, had nothing to do with mindset or attitude. But like, if you're just working, sweating your butt off for like 18, 19 hours a day, like 5-6 days a week, it's just completely not sustainable, and lack of sleep and just being too stressed out on top of that, right? So I was driving home one night. As I said, I was doing that for about 6-7 months, and I was driving home one night, and I started to feel myself, I was falling asleep at the wheel because I was just so tired, as you can completely imagine. So I was driving my pickup truck at the time. I had a 1998 Ford Ranger, and I could feel myself falling asleep at the wheel, and like I didn't want to believe that it was happening, but it was happening. And I was, just typical, oh, shake it off. Like, it's not, like, this is going to be nothing. All I got, like, it's probably 30 minutes till I get home. No big deal. I can sweat it out, roll down the windows, take a drink of water, whatever I got to do to just keep myself awake. Well, what do you guys think happened? I fell asleep at the wheel, completely, like dead asleep. I mean... to make light out of something that happened that was bad, if I had parked in my truck and fallen asleep, with being how tired I am, would probably have been some of the best sleep I could have ever gotten in my life, because I was just so dead tired. But I fall asleep at the wheel. I'm going like 40 miles per hour. At this point, it's like 12:30 in the morning. I had been working all day, and I fall asleep at the wheel, and I hit a telephone pole with my pickup truck, completely out, wake up to just like the nose of my truck like in the ground, just scraping on the ground, and literally just completely freaked out, like, what is going on? I can't even reenact it, because it's only one of those things you can experience in the moment. And basically my truck was completely totaled. Like, I walked outside. I'm going to put the picture up right here. My truck was completely totaled. I mean, my door was ruined, my fender, my frame was busted in. I think it was like pushed in probably like 3 or 4 inches. My wheel, upper control arms, I mean, you name it. This truck was completely toast. Thank God nobody was on the road at that time, because it could have gotten much, much worse. But it was completely shocking. And suddenly I found myself, I got 2 jobs, I've fallen asleep at the wheel, I got bills to pay, I can't get to work, and it was just not good. It was just not good. What I want to teach you is a shift in consciousness from how it was before to, I guess, how I developed afterwards, and like what changed for me in between now and then, and basically what I was doing. What it was, when I was working that hard, my primary focus was, and I want you to listen to what I'm saying, I really, really, really need money. I need to stack this. I was going 200 miles per hour in a car that could only go 150. I was spending 20 gallons of fuel, with a 15-gallon engine capacity, right? And that need created a giant lack, which was this type of desperation. And I was showing up desperate, right? So there's advantages and disadvantages to when you're feeling like that need in that type of like, I gotta have that. Right? Because consciously, I think I'm doing a good thing. What can be this, something, we've always been told, hard work won't kill you. But when it's way too much, and you have that subconsciously, there's that extreme, since it was such a lacking, since I had such a lacking feeling, it created like an urgency, like a gotta, which was what? It was like a force, And what I mean by a force was I was pushing so hard at something that could only move so quickly, right? Because I was just so focused on results, and I just wanted to get somewhere so quickly rather than just focusing on one thing at a time. I was trying to take 3 steps at a time. It was extremely rushed, which led to what? Being stressed out, extremely, extremely tired all the time. My mental was just so off. I couldn't even think straight during that time, because my mind was just like work. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but it was just way too much. So I was stressed out. I was super unhappy. My mental space was just completely going crazy. And I was rushing all the time. I was just under immense pressure that I put for myself. Okay? And so what happened afterwards? Basically, with the help of a really, really great friend, we got that truck fixed. And luckily, I kept the truck, replaced all the parts. So all that money that I had saved up to stack from my landscaping business, I had to dump into this pickup truck. And all that just went to waste, right? It didn't go to waste, but it did teach me a valuable lesson. And from there, started just focusing on one step at a time and being more aligned with the type of outcome that I wanted, which was to what? Create greater results with less stress. And that's what I talk about in my videos all the time. This is why understanding that a consciousness shift is when we're moving up, right? I was in extreme desperation, extreme like impatience, extreme stressed out, and I was moving up to more. So I left that job, still doing landscaping. Okay, and now I'm doing my thing on the side. I'm doing it at night for just a little bit. I just learned this valuable lesson. And then that number one, that situation could have been so much worse. I still just am so grateful that nothing bad happened during that. So I was feeling that extreme stress and shifted to more of a positive type of mindset, which was I'm just going to focus on what I can do with what I got and see what happens from that. And so I started to make easier money, right? Because I was doing my thing on the side. Things are more in the flow. It was more calm. It wasn't so much about, it was more just patience and just one step at a time. Okay? And it was easier to get that money back. That money that I spent into my pickup truck, it was easier for me to get that money back. Because it doesn't have to do with like flow or just energy. Let's see how we can make this work with less stress. Okay? What are those lessons to you? What are those things that you look back on and say, I learned so much from that I'm actually grateful that it happened? As time passes on, we just look back and we're like, wow, that taught me more than what it costed me in the moment. It really shifted my mindset and really shifted how I was showing up and got me on the right track. What is that thing for you guys? If you enjoyed this video, guys, please like the video. Please comment on the video. Hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. Follow me on Instagram at Coach Miles V. Follow me on Snapchat at Coach Miles V. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I just felt really inspired to make this video because sometimes the greatest lessons in life are brought from the things that hit us the hardest. That's all I got. A little bit of motivation there at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next video.